Right. Thank you, Jana. A new study just came out highlighting the effects of the COVID-19 vaccine on menstrual cycles. A Western Mass News reporter Reagan Lockery spoke with a local gynecologist to get answers on what this means and whether women should be concerned about the new findings.
I think it's a good reminder to healthcare providers to listen to people and really hear what they have to say.
New research has people talking about how the COVID-19 vaccine can affect menstrual cycles. The study, recently published in the journal Science Advances, found that 42% of people with regular menstrual cycles experience heavier bleeding after vaccination, while 44% reported no change and 14% reported lighter periods. Additionally, 39% of respondents on gender-affirming hormone treatments, 71% of people on long-acting contraceptives, and 66% of postmenopausal women experience breakthrough bleeding after one or both of their shots. Western Mass News decided to get answers on why getting the vaccine affects menstrual cycles. We spoke with Dr. Heather Sankey, Chair of Obstetrics and Gynecology at Bay State Health, who says this should not be cause for concern, and she encourages women to still get vaccinated and boosted against COVID-19.
It's revving up your immune system. We also know what COVID does to your menstrual cycle is terrible. So you really what you want to do is get the vaccine so you don't have the COVID-related changes in your menstrual cycle. The vaccine, at least, it's predictable. Your period might come a little later than you expected. It may be a little heavier. And if you're prepared for that and know that that's normal, then I think it's reassuring.
Dr. Sankey says something interesting to her is the study done by researchers at the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign and Washington University School of Medicine in St. Louis includes people up to the age of 80, when it is never normal to have a menstrual cycle that late in life.
One of the things that concerns me is if someone takes the survey and said, oh, yes, I had the vaccine, and then at age 65, I had bleeding, but doesn't go to get evaluated. We don't know that was the vaccine. This could be early sign of cancer. So if you're postmenopausal and you're having bleeding, please don't blame the vaccine. Please go get checked out.
The study also found that those who did not typically menstruate, including transgender men, people on long-acting contraceptives, and postmenopausal women, also experienced unusual bleeding. We want to know how this was possible.
If you have a uterus, you can have bleeding regardless of what hormones. And so there's always a chance that when your immune system is revved up, it affects your hormones. We know that. We see it all the time. And so that can then, the effect on your hormones can affect your bleeding.
Dr. Sankey says it's important to note that the study only collected data from those who were vaccinated against COVID-19. She points out there was another study published in the Journal of Obstetrics and Gynecology, or Green Journal, that compared two groups, those who received the vaccine and those who did not.
What they found is no change in the amount of bleeding, but they found that people who had the vaccine had a slightly longer time frame between periods, on average about a day. So instead of an average of 28-day cycle, it was 29. That was the main change that they saw, but it was statistically significant.
Dr. Sankey tells us none of these studies have found any long-term effects. And whether you receive the vaccine or not, if you have a significant change in your menstrual cycle, you should call your health provider. Reporting for Western Mass News, I'm Reagan Lockery.